Well, if you're looking to support Canadian produced goods with some locally made spirits, they may not be the easiest to find. That is according to craft distillers in this province who say exorbitant markups are putting their products at a competitive disadvantage and are preventing them from getting shelf space at BC liquor stores. Well, joining us now with more on this is Tyler Dyke. He is the CEO of Okanagan Spirits Craft Distillery and president of the Craft Distillers Guild of BC. Good morning to you, Tyler.
Good morning there, Stephen.
Just how much presence do craft distillers currently have at provincially run liquor stores?
Oh, less than 1%. If you look at the overall percentage of spirits in there, it is almost all multinational spirits that where when you purchase one of them, the money leaves the country.
Right. And why is that exactly? Why do we not see more locally made products on the shelves?
There are two very good reasons for it and two that are very easy to change. First and foremost, to go into those government liquor stores, the government takes off of BC craft distillers over 70% of the sticker price of that retail end sticker price. So simply put, BC craft distilleries, which make theirs from 100% BC product, just can't afford to be there. They only get paid $13 for a $40 bottle. Now, when you put that in perspective against BC Wine, which has this beautiful VQA program, which the government's designed to celebrate BC, to get BC front and center, and basically it was designed to power BC's economy, that same BC winery will keep $33 in their pocket for a $40 bottle of wine. So there's this enormous inequity that makes no sense at all because the program was designed to power BC jobs and power BC's economy and culture. And so to discriminate solely based on the fact that wine guys are fermenting with grapes, but distillers might be distilling with grapes or grain or what have you, is just discriminatory. The second reason why we cannot be in BC liquor stores is every single sale that we sell in the BC liquor store or any single sale that we export outside of BC count against a very small volume. There's a production cap that BC craft distillers are allowed to make up to. And if they go over that cap level, they get hit with a $280,000 penalty on their next bottle.
Okay. None of this is making any sense to me.
It makes no sense to anybody. And, quite frankly, it was a policy that was put in by the last government, the Liberal government, that it was a mistake that was made. It was bad policy. It was, to cap value-added production in your own province. You're just shooting yourself in the foot. And we're seeing that right now, especially you get Donald Trump south of the border that, his whole thing is about trying to, protect this sort of America first policy on that.
Right.
But what it does do, some of his policy is just crazy, of course, but you look at it, his whole thing is about trying to keep everything for himself. And in a time like this, because we haven't put BC craft distilleries first, they haven't been able to grow to be able to power the hundreds of millions of dollars into the local economy. And you're seeing that on the shelves where 98 to 99% are foreign made products that have no benefit for British Columbia. And there is if you go into the store, do you even know that there's a craft distillery in the province? I doubt it.
Well, and that's it. I mean, when you go into private stores, you will, see quite a selection of, craft distillery products there. How big a deal is it that you're not on the stores of BC liquor, not on the shelves rather of BC liquor stores? When do people not get what they want from private stores?
Yeah, no, it's just the fact of the matter is that the majority, over 90% of all spirit sales are going to happen at BC liquor stores. And quite frankly, if you're not there, you're not relevant. Like BC wine was totally irrelevant before the government mandated the BC LDB to put an aisle for those craft producers. And they also gave them this VQA reimbursement, which gives them more money in their pockets so they can grow their businesses and have more of a presence on not just in BC, but on the world stage. And it's worked out brilliantly. $2 billion in economic development for the province. It's a win-win for everybody. And our thing, we're saying, if it's good for the goose, it's good for the gander. We can be part of the solution here, and we will power BC's economy, and we will give British Columbians the chance to celebrate their own product. Like right now, more than ever, British Columbians and Canadians want to buy Canadian. The only place they can do it is direct from the distillery or at a few private liquor stores around the province. To not be in BC's own taxpayer-driven liquor stores is a travesty. And actually, as British Columbians and Canadians, if my taxes are going to keep that store open, why doesn't it have at least 25% BC beer, cider, wine,
Yeah.
spirits content? It makes no sense. We're willfully powering other people's economy at the expense of our own.
Well, and also, I mean, in the case of BC Distillers, you're getting something that's, handmade and unique on top of it all, and in many cases, internationally award-winning.
Exactly. Like we have some of the top BC or craft distilling started here in BC. It is the birthplace of craft distilling since Prohibition. And yet it doesn't get treated with any of the respect that the government gives to wine. And really, it's not the problem. Like this government right now has a chance to correct a past wrong. They've got a golden ticket before them. British Columbians are demanding BC products and they want to support local. So check, there's a win for them. They can correct a problem that the past government made. So they can be like, check to British Columbians there as well. And they can actually do something which has the biggest potential economic drive in the agricultural profile for the whole province. Because as distillers, we use 10 times the agricultural product that a brewery does and 6 times the amount of agricultural product that a winery does for the same literage made. Just think about that. If you look at the average winery is 20 acres, 20 to 50 acres of land.
Mm-hmm.
Well, a craft distillery, just to hit their cap level at 50,000 liters, which is tiny compared to the millions of bottles or hundreds of thousands of bottles that a winery is putting out, just to get to that level, I need about 250 to 350 acres of agricultural land.
I just want to ask, Tyler, what happens when you try to go talk to government about this?
Well, here's the thing is David Eby created the Liquor Advisory Panel, the BTAP panel, about 8 years ago under the guidance of John Horgan. I do think if Horgan was around, we would have had, these problems would have been gone by now. They would have been fixed. Now, Eby's own panel presented them with a list of these 3 fixes. And there's like 3 very specific things that they can do to fix this whole problem, make it go away and start generating profits and revenue for the province. And they have sat on that now for 5 years. Now we come to a point where our economy is going to tank. Like, let's not mix words on this. This is going to be bad, what Donald Trump is doing for us. But we have a chance right now to correct that. And they still are not pulling the trigger. It's really frustrating.
I can imagine. Tyler, it's really good to hear you this morning. Thank you for telling us about this. We appreciate it. And we'll continue to follow this.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.